Good morning, good people. How y'all doing today? Hope y'all having a blessed morning. Just something that's been on my heart that I just wanted to get out. Uh, nothing bad or venting nothing like that, but just something some people may need to hear, especially young people. Um, those of you who are not your own boss, who work for someone else, that clock in every day, especially those that get paid on the clock. Something you may need to hear and consider in your life. If you've ever said these things, it's not my job, I don't get paid for that, that's not in my job description, that's not what they hired me for, don't say it no more. Don't say it anymore, ever. When you get your check at the end of the week, pay period, when you get your direct deposit, it doesn't say pay to the order of Keisha Jones for stapling papers and filing them away every day. That's not what it says. You get your pay, it shows you how much, it shows you the hours you clocked in or whatever like that. Taxes taken out, those type of things. When you work for someone else, you work for that company. You don't work for that position, you work for the company. I get sick and tired of hearing people complain about, oh, I ain't got no raise, or they act like I don't do enough all day, or I get sick and tired of them calling on me. That's what they got them for. If you work for that company, you work for the company. You can't expect to move up in life being mediocre, just doing the bare minimum. Sometimes you have to expand yourself, especially for the young people that new in the workforce or just a few years in the workforce. Learn how to show a sense of urgency within your job. Learn how to take the bull by the horn, so to speak. Don't wait to be told what to do. If you see something that needs to be done that you're able to do it. You see a piece of paper on the floor, pick it up. If what you're doing at the time is done and complete, unless you're ordered to come and let me know when you're done so I can give you something else, if your job is done, go help someone else. Grab a broom, grab a mop, do something. Because what you don't realize is when your employer sees that you take initiative to continue working without being told, they may not necessarily say anything right away, but you just put something in the universe for yourself. You put a check mark in the book for yourself. These type of things that sometimes seems to go unnoticed, somewhere in the universe they don't go unnoticed. And it also helps build your character. It helps build your character for the next job, which can actually bump you up. These are things that I had to learn growing up through the years on my own. I remember the very first time that I had to get pulled in the office because of a manager that actually, he was a manager for me at another job, and he quit. And when he quit, he came to me and another employee and said, hey, I want to take you guys with me. And he told us, he said, because of the way you guys work, I want you to help build my team at this other place. So he took us with him. I was in my early 20s. And one particular week during the winter, we were very slow. And I think it was a Wednesday. Two of the other employees were flat rate employees, meaning they get paid for what they do, not for being on the clock, as I was. And he asked me to mop their floor. And I got cocky. I ain't mopping their floor. That's not my job. I don't work over there. I kind of wild out a little bit. And I seen him drop his head and he just walked away. And I did this in front of everybody. And probably about 20 minutes later, he called me in the office. And I just knew he was about to curse me out, send me home and everything. Because I realized what I did was, I was being insubordinate and I was being out of line. But he didn't do none of that. He talked to me. He said, Sean, you embarrassed me. He said, I talked very highly about you, and you embarrassed me in front of all these guys. He said, you got paid for the past 3 days for doing nothing. Simply showing up to work and clocking in because we've been busy. We've not been busy. We haven't had any work coming through. But yet I kept you on the clock so you can make some money. He said, but these gentlemen, they're getting maybe 1-2 cars a day these past 3 days. All I do was ask you to mop the floor, and this is how you do me? And when he said that, I would have rather him sent me home or cursed me out because I felt so low. Especially for the fact that this man, had high hopes for me, and I embarrassed him like that. I want to say I was about 22 when this happened. From that day forward, it changed the way I look at employment, whether I'm a manager or whether I'm not. I've had a few manager's positions in my time. And having those positions, it really helped me see where he was coming from at the time. I hear it all the time. The guys complaining about, I need a raise. If they want me to do that, they need to bump up my pay. When they going to up the pay around here? And I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, but what have you done to deserve anything? You complain about doing your regular job, and then you cry when somebody asks you to do a hairline fraction of anything over what you normally do. You have to know how to put your best foot forward. You have to know how to swallow your pride and go the extra mile. Doing the bare minimum is not going to cut it. You get out the best of yourself when you put the best of yourself out there. If you can't put the best of yourself out there, then no one is going to ever see you or acknowledge you. And sometimes, just sometimes, when you do put the best of you out there, sometimes people won't say anything. Sometimes you won't get the raise right away. You might not get the position right away. But guess what? You put it out there. It's out there. And it has to come back to you at some point in time. For some people sooner, for some people later. But it has to come back to you at some point in time. It has to. So I encourage you, young people, older people, whoever, show initiative on your job. Put your best foot forward. Never say, it's not my job. I don't get paid enough for that. That's not in my job description. Put your hands to the plow and do what you see that needs to be done. Excuses doesn't get you anywhere. Do what you need to do. Do what they ask you to do. I'm telling you that one of the things for a manager is to ask them. It absolutely drives me nuts when I ask one of my guys, hey, could you do this, blase bling? Y'all know I don't get paid for this, right? Yes, you do. You're on the clock. If you twiddle your thumbs for 8 hours, you just got paid for 8 hours for twiddling your thumbs. Do something. Anyway, I know it may sound like I might be venting a little bit, but it's just something that needed to be said because I see it a lot. I've seen it a lot. I've dealt with it personally, like I said, as a manager. And somebody needs to hear it. This is also to encourage you as well. Like I said, when it seems like they may not see what you do, and you're doing the extra, it's being seen. Whether it's been seen by that boss by somebody else. Like for me, in certain situations, I've had other employees actually go back and speak on me because they saw what I did and they felt like I deserved more. And they went back and they said, hey, you see how Sean doing back there, man? Sean, da 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 da. And I have got rewarded for it a few times in the past. But it also followed me through my life because, like I said, I've had a lot of management positions in different places that I've worked at because they saw what I was capable of somewhere else. I've had people come to me and say, hey, man, I was getting my car serviced at so-and-so, and I saw you and I took notice to you. My company needs a guy like you. And they've tried to steal me from places before. You know, I didn't go, but it was flattering to know that what I've done somewhere else was recognized by someone that felt that they could use a man like me. But guess what? Just the same way they saw me going the extra mile to get my job done or to better the company, they noticed somebody who's not doing the same thing. Are you the person that they're noticing that's not doing the same thing? That's not going the extra mile for the company that they were supposed to represent? Which one are you? So once again, you know, not trying to be too long-winded, but I hope this encourages somebody. You know, go that extra mile. It's not over. As long as you have breath in your body and you going to work every day, it's not over for you. It's not over for you. But you only get out of the universe what you put into it. All right, people. Love you. Have a blessed day.